What's up, all you roller coaster maniacs out there? Welcome back to another episode of Planet Coaster here on the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today as we go on an all-new adventure. You guys will notice I'm not in Silverwood. I'm not in Kings Falls. Not in Vista View. Not even in Phoenix Beach. Nope. We are in a brand new park. The very beginnings of a brand new park. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that today and what we're going to be doing, and we're going to start an all-new adventure here. So what are we doing? Well, this park has a little bit of a history with me. If any of you guys have kind of know me from way back in the day, my Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 days, then you may kind of know a little bit about what I'm talking about. For any of you those who have been following my channel since the very beginning, you know that the entire channel started with Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. That's basically what we did in the very beginning. Before Planet Coaster was ever even a thing, then we were doing Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I was playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 for 12 years, all the way up until Planet Coaster came out and pretty much took control of my life at that point. So one of the parks that I am mostly well known for is a park that I restarted, like, I don't know, something like several times. Was a little thing called Hard Rock Park. It was my version of a hard rock music park. When I heard that they were building the Hard Rock Park in Carolina, North Carolina? I think it's in North Carolina, or it could be South Carolina. Anyway, it's in one of the Carolinas. When I heard that they were actually going to be building that, and I started seeing some of the concept art, I really loved it. I loved the idea of it, and I wanted to kind of do something like that. So I took it as a reference, and I made my own version of the park. And it went through, like I said, several different versions. None of them were ever finished. The final version was probably the best one. I was creating like a ton of custom scenery for it as well. And I was really happy with how it was coming out, and it was all coming together. And then a hard drive crashed, and I lost all the data on that drive. Now, this is back in the day when this was a general thing that could happen. Like, you don't really hear about hard drive crashes so much anymore. Most people use SSDs and stuff anymore. It can still happen. You can still get a bad drive, but it's not as rampant as it was back in the early days. So that's just kind of, it happened, and I lost everything with that park. Some of the custom scenery that I made for the park is still out there. It's in like internet land somewhere. It's somewhere in one of these series of tubes. You guys can find it probably around Shy Guys World or something. You might even still be, if you search really hard, you might even be able to find like some photos of the park and stuff. There is a short, like one of my first videos I think I did on the channel was just like slideshow of some of the photos of it. It wasn't very well done. But if you guys want to go back and find that here on my channel, it's on there. You can totally go back and watch it. But yeah, so Hard Rock Park. And I think it's a fitting that we are going to do the Hard Rock Park. It's always been a park that I wanted to go back into and actually like redo in Planet Coaster. It's just that I had so many ideas. When this game came out and I started playing around with it, I had just so many thoughts in my head of parks and stuff that I want to do. And I still have tons of ideas and stuff that I want to try to play around with. And I couldn't ever find the time to do it, because when I work on a park, I work on it for like a year or more, because it takes so long to actually finish a park and make it like really nice for me. And it's just not a park that I've been able to get around to until now. And really, at this point, I probably shouldn't start it either, because I've still got like 3 or 4 other parks I'm currently working on, trying to finish, that aren't done. So it's not necessarily the best time to start it, but in a way it kind of is, because with the other parks, I'm kind of at a standstill on those about like what I want to do, where I want to go. And I kind of got to thinking, as like, you know, maybe just to get back into the game, maybe I just need a new project. Maybe I just need to start something new to grind my gears a little bit and kind of put some WD-40 on those creative gears in my head, basically. Get them going again. And that's kind of what I did. So about a month or so ago, I did a live stream where I started work on this. And it was going to be the last Planet Coaster episode that I did, but I wasn't finished with anything, and I wasn't going to be able to finish it before I had time to do that video, because I really wanted to get that video out. And I thought, okay, well, let's do something different. And so instead, you guys got the Kings Falls video that you got last time, which was a huge success. You guys loved it. You totally ate that one up. It hit like 600 views in like a week, which was fantastic. I don't know what it's up to now, but you guys, you loved it, and I'm glad that you liked that video. And hopefully you guys are going to watch this one, even though I will honestly say that this video probably won't be what you guys are hoping it is going to be. We're not building a coaster. We're not messing with rides or anything. We're doing buildings and entrances. And, you know, some of you may argue that, oh, the entrance, well, that's boring. But really, if you think about it, the entrance is the most important aspect of any amusement park. It's the first thing you see when you get up to the gates. It's the last thing you see when you leave at night. It's a very important aspect, and finding unique ways to do entrances and stuff is really hard to do. And when you ask any Planet Coaster creator out there, a lot of them will tell you, you know, when you ask them what's the hardest part about building a park, a lot of them will tell you that the entrance it's really hard to come up with a good entrance, you know, something that's just, you know, kind of what you're looking for. And I really think this one is extremely unique and different. It's not going to be my best entrance I've ever done. I think that pretty much goes to, I mean, Crystal Gardens has an absolutely stunningly beautiful entrance to it that just came out of my head, and it just works. Silverwood's entrance is really nice too. Like, it's extremely detailed, and I really like it too. It definitely fits the park. This one, I think, is definitely going to fit the park we're going for, but I'm not completely 100% sold on it yet. But I will say it is definitely unique. I got the idea for this entrance from a Hard Rock Cafe that actually has a little bit of history to it. So back when Universal Studios in Florida was first built, this is what I've heard. I can't confirm this. I haven't actually looked to see if this is confirmation, but I heard this, that the only way you could actually get into the park in the very beginning was to go through the Hard Rock Cafe. And I don't even know if that Hard Rock Cafe is still there or not, but I was looking for pictures of the Hard Rock Cafe, and I stumbled upon this photo of this restaurant, and it was like, oh, that's cool and different. It's really unique. And it actually is very much what you kind of see here, with half of it kind of being like a circular, like a half circle entrance, with the doors being underneath of the half circle, and on top of the building is a giant jukebox. And I thought about doing the jukebox here, but I didn't want to do the jukebox. We're going to do something a little different here, which you guys we'll get to in just a minute. But the entrance is definitely one of the hardest things to do, and I feel like I cracked it. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not 100% happy with it, but I like kind of where it's going. We'll put it that way. So, right now, what you're seeing, I'm sure you're thinking, well, this is just boring, and this doesn't look like a whole lot of anything. And you're right. Right now, in its current state, it's fairly ugly, and you're not getting the picture and stuff of what it's going to look like when it's done. But you will. Before this video is over, you will definitely see it. But I hope you guys just don't skip to the end. You totally can if you want. If that's your jam, you totally can do that. But I really hope that you watch the whole thing and kind of see how things come together, because I've got some other stuff to kind of talk about too. One of which is it's fitting that I'm going back in time and doing this as this park, because I want to say that this is probably, most likely, going to be the last big Planet Coaster project that I do. And when I say that, I don't mean it to be the last thing I ever do in Planet Coaster. And I'm not saying I'm not going to go back and finish my other parks, because I totally am going to do that. I'm just saying this is, as far as parks go, like big, huge projects, big detailed parks and stuff like that. This is it. I'm thinking this is probably going to be the last big one I do. I think I just kind of want to work on smaller things after this. I want to finish off the parks that I already have, get those done, and I think I just want to work on just smaller projects, like just doing coasters or something like that. You know, it's coming up on, what are we, 4 or 5 years into this game now, and you know, I still love the game with all of its shortcomings and all of its problems and everything. I still enjoy the game, but you know, it's taken over 5 years of my life, and I just kind of want to do other things. So, but I still love playing the game, and I just think it's a good idea that you start concentrating on just smaller stuff. So this is my last big project, and I wanted to go out with a bang, and I wanted to do something that I've been wanting to do since the game first came out, and that's go back to my Hard Rock Park. So there we are. That's what we're doing. So one reason I kind of want to start maybe messing around with doing smaller projects is, don't know if you guys have heard about this. A lot of you probably haven't, but modding is actually starting to become a thing in Planet Coaster. Now, back in the day, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, I used to love working on custom scenery and stuff for my parks and messing around with stuff. And, you know, people were bringing in all kinds of custom stuff. We were getting, towards the end of its lifetime, right before Planet Coaster came out, we were getting like custom like rides and all kinds of custom flat rides and stuff in the game. And it was amazing what people were doing with Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 in its final days. And I say final days like it's dead. And I mean, in a way, it kind of is. It's definitely a retro game at this point. But it's found an all-new following because, you know, Frontier just put out that Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 collection, which, you know, it's just basically the same game, just rehashed as a cash grab. Hopefully, most of you who wanted it were able to grab it on Epic while it was free. If you didn't, I'm sorry. So it's still worth buying, though, because I mean, it's a classic game. I can't go back to playing it. A lot of people ask me if I would start doing some Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 stuff again. And I was like, nah, I mean, if I wanted to do that, I'd play Parkitect, because I really like Parkitect. It's just I have a hard time going back to any kind of grid and not being able to work in any particular way. You know, I can't do everything I want to do. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, modding is becoming a thing. I just recently found out over the last couple of days that there's a couple people who have been working on this. It's modding the Cobra engine, which is what Planet Coaster uses. It's been a thing since Jurassic World Evolution. There's been tools out there where people were modding Jurassic World, and then it developed into doing Planet Zoo, because now people are actually modding like new skins and stuff for the animals and stuff in Planet Zoo. And as of just recently, they've broke the code for Planet Coaster, and they figured out how to do it. And they're already doing some awesome stuff, like being able to put launches and change like the lift hill speeds on any of the coasters. You can put any of the cars on any of the coasters at all that you want to. No more. And a lot of you out there are probably thinking, well, can't you already do that? We can already do that. No, we can put some cars on some coasters. It's not really every single car. By modding these things, you can actually do whatever you want with it. And it's really neat. Like, you can even change the order of the cars too. Like, you can have, I don't even know how to explain that best, but like, you can have the front lead car, which is like say on the Anubis, it has like this piece that's in the front. You could totally put that like after the first car if you wanted to. Totally just mess around with it. It's really neat. It's really amazing what some of the things are coming up with. And having seen the stuff that we got in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 after it's basically the end of its life, technically, after, you know, the company was completely done with Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 and weren't doing anything else with it, and the modders started figuring things out, it just developed from there, and it just got better and better and better. And really, it's almost impossible to play Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 without using mods, because it's like playing Zoo Tycoon 2 without mods. You have to have them. It's just a thing. City Skylines without mods just isn't as fun. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing happening right now, and these guys are doing a fantastic job. It's at least 3 of them that I know of are working on it. I don't know. Like I said, I just recently found out about this. I found the Discord for it, joined the Discord, and I'm just kind of like watching it and kind of seeing how it develops and stuff. And I've toyed around with it a little bit, but I'm not sure what I'm doing with it just yet. So, but I hope I can figure it out. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to kind of let you guys know about. Is modding is happening. It's a thing. It's definitely happening. It's amazing. Let's talk about what's on the screen right now. So this huge guitar, I definitely want to give a huge shout out on this guitar to Jaden or Jeden. I found this on the workshop. I was totally ready to do my own guitar, and I considered doing it anyway, but I was like, this thing fits perfectly where I want it to go. You know, it's where I plan on putting this. It already is an awesome placement. It fits right in there. It's perfect for it. And there's no point in me going and doing a different guitar when this one is perfect in every single way. It's an absolutely beautiful piece. It's on the workshop. If you search for the Rock and Roller Coaster guitar, you'll find it. Again, huge shout out to Jeden or Jaden. If I'm not pronouncing your name right, I apologize, but man, this is amazing, and I appreciate you making this. And this is going to be the perfect centerpiece for my entrance right here. And now you guys, now that you see me put this piece in here, you can kind of tell where my entrance for this is going. What I was doing right there is I was trying to see about what it would look like if I built like a connection between the two buildings here. So we have the middle thing that you see in the middle with the guitar on top of it. That's the entrance to the actual park. The big blue and white building on the left, that's either going to be the casino or hotel. Probably going to be the casino area with maybe some hotel. And then the right hand side over here is going to be the actual hotel rooms and stuff. So this isn't going to be just an amusement park. This is going to be like a resort. So this is going to be like Hard Rock Cafe, Hard Rock Casino, Hard Rock Hotel, and Hard Rock Park, all rolled into one, which is one big, huge resort. It's probably maybe the biggest project that I've ever considered doing in Planet Coaster. Because everything else, even though by the time I'm done with them, they are huge projects, they're still, when I consider them and what I'm doing with it, they're very small in scope. They're just amusement parks and stuff. This is going to be the whole works. It's going to have everything. It's one of the first times I've ever messed around with hotels. So as long as hotels have been in the game, never touched them. Never played around with them. I think I might have in Phoenix Beach, but just in passing. I may have placed one down just to have guests come out of it or something. I don't know. But I've not really messed with them at all. So it'll be my first time messing with that. Fitting, considering it's probably be one of the last times I ever use them. And this park is just going to be my, I want to say it might be my masterpiece. If not my masterpiece, it'll be my final work of art in the game. Because like I said, everything else is just going to be small fries from here. Just going to be little bits here and there and finishing up my other parks and stuff. So, and again, guys, I do apologize that this is probably not the video that you were hoping to get for the month for Planet Coaster, because there's no big coaster. I'm not going back and working on, you know, like the Kings Falls, the coaster we're working on that. I'm not doing the station for that just yet. We will get to it though. I will come back to it. This is just all about the entrance to the park. So if you guys find this boring, I'm sorry, but I mean, again, this is kind of a big thing. Even though if you don't see it as such, it kind of is for me, because like I said, it's, you know, I have to start this park somewhere, and the entrance is the most reasonable place to start a park at. And yeah, so it's just gonna be a lot of buildings, a lot of like path, a lot of like what you're seeing me do now, curving, trees, stuff like that, and just, you know, things like that. I said things like that. How many times can I say things like that and things like that? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I apologize if you were hoping for something a little different. But hopefully you guys still enjoy this, because, you know, I know some of you guys out there still enjoy watching me build no matter what it is. And even if it's just trees that I'm placing. You guys still like to watch, and you love it. And it's a huge project that I'm overtaking here, and overtaking or undertaking. I don't know. Undertaking, I think, is the word I want there. Okay, but anyway, I digress. Yeah, so kind of starting work right now over here on the casino, and this is basically these two buildings that are going to be next to the entrance are just placeholders right now. This building here, this is going to be the basic shape of what I'm doing over on this side, more so than what the building on the right hand side is going to be, because honestly I just kind of messing around with it, which you guys will see here at the end. But this building is pretty much the basic design for what I want to do, but we're not going to go into detail on this one. We're going to save that detail for a whole other episode, because it's going to be a lot of work to build the casino. We'll say it's the casino. It's going to take a lot of work. A lot of details are going to go into that to make it absolutely stunningly beautiful. And if I can pull off the like making it the way my reference photos and stuff look, then it is going to be amazing. You guys are going to absolutely love it. Trust me, you will. And this whole park is going to be just amazing, I think. If any of you guys, like I said, if any of you guys know me from way back in the day, and you know, kind of, if you can remember anything about that park, it was a great thing, and I loved it. I love messing around with it. I love playing with it, and I'm excited to finally get started working on it here in Planet Coaster. And yeah, and so yeah, I have this huge parking lot out front too, and some of you guys are probably going to be like, oh, well, your parking lot's too big, and some of you guys are going to be like, oh, your parking lot's too small. If you compare the parking lot of, say, I don't know, Disney World or Universal Studios or anything like that, or even just like Kings Island, if you go and look at an overhead view on like a satellite image, parking lots to amusement parks are large. They are quite large. This isn't just an amusement park. This is a whole resort. So this is going to be parking for not just the park itself, but parking for the hotel and the casino and everything else. So it's, you know, it's going to need a lot of parking. So if anything, I would say it's not enough parking. So just want to put that out there, though, because I've had people tell me my parking lots are too large, and I'm like, no, they're not. You're not thinking right. You need to like check out some satellite imagery or something, because parking lots in amusement parks are huge. So a lot bigger than you think. So yeah, just putting this curbing and stuff down here for our entering plaza. I'm gonna have to rework the parking lot right up front just a little bit, but yeah. So once we finish this, I think we're just about done here. We're coming up on the end of it. So just kind of smoothing these little areas out here, and then we're going to take and finish the foliage on each side. And the setting, I guess I haven't talked about this, but the setting for this park is going to be California. I don't know where in California, just California. So we are going to do a lot of palm trees and kind of go for definitely kind of this California look and everything. That's totally what I want to do with it. I want to do a lot with like just palm trees, and I almost want to say tropical, but not, you know, California style. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say California style. And yeah, so over on this right hand side is going to be probably the biggest part of the hotel, where most all of the rooms are. And I'm still toying around with how that side's going to look. I have something built for it, which you guys will see in the live view when we go into that here in just a minute. But it is really just a placeholder. That's all it is. And then I'm probably going to do some stuff here in the center plaza as well. I'm thinking about maybe doing some sort of design or something into the walkway, the entrance plaza. I'm probably going to do some kind of design on the concrete, you know, like embedded into it or something somehow, something neat like that. But yeah, that's what else is there to talk about? Don't really have anything else to talk about. I could go on. I could start talking about the whole console exclusive coaster that they're doing, but trust me, if I get started on that, this video is going to be about 45 minutes long. As long. It's probably going to be at least 30 minutes longer than what it is going to turn out to be anyway, because I still haven't recorded the live view portion of this yet, so I don't know how long this video is going to be. As of this second, we're setting at 30 minutes for it, but that's just the time-lapse videos. So if I get started rambling and ranting about the that new coaster that only console players are going to get, then I'm going to run up the rest of my video. Needless to say, I just want to say this though about it. I could make a whole other video. I almost did about it, and I still may, but I do want to say this. In case you guys don't know, if you haven't been following the console version of Planet Coaster, it's coming out. Frontier announced the pre-order date for it. It's went on pre-order already, and the game is going to be out like November 12th or 10th, I think. I don't know. I don't care. But they're doing, if you pre-order the game, you get an exclusive coaster. Oswald's Magnificent Machine. Yeah, that's what it is. Oswald's Magnificent Machine. It's not the best looking coaster. It's not realistic because it's got this huge umbrella and springs and stuff coming off of it. But it's on RMC track. And it has almost kind of this Dollywood Silver Dollar City feel to it. And it makes me think it might be kind of like they may have looked at Lightning Rod at Dollywood for the idea for it. And if that's true, is this the launched RMC coaster that I've been wanting for so long? It's possible. I don't know. They're claiming it's an all-new coaster, but we haven't seen it launch or anything. We've seen it if you watch the video, you can see it. It's running through its course, but can't tell if it's launched or anything. But it kind of, just the looks of the thing on its own just makes me think that this might be the RMC launch coaster, which is going to make it even worse because they're not giving it to PC players. Now, some out there will argue and say that, well, they haven't said they aren't. They just said they don't have anything to announce at this time. That's Frontier speak for no. They're done with the PC version at this point. I'm about 80% sure that they're completely done with adding anything new into Planet Coaster. The 3D gizmo has been broke forever. It's been broke for the longest time. They gave us a new 3D gizmo. It was broke. They went back to, then they gave us two different versions of the 3D gizmo. Both of them, the original broken one and the new broken one. And they called the new one the experimental version because they intended to go back and fix it later on. It was the experimental version. They were experimenting with trying to fix it. That was 2 years ago. It still hasn't been fixed. It still doesn't work. So with that being said, I seriously think they are just done with the PC version. They've put all their time into other games and in making the console version, which shouldn't even be a thing, but it is. And the console people are getting an exclusive coaster that us as PC players should also get. I mean, if you think about it, look at it like this. I'm not being whiny. I'm not being demanding. I'm don't feel like, it's too much to ask that we get it, because if it wasn't for PC players, there wouldn't be a console version of Planet Coaster. We're the ones who put hours and hours, thousands of hours into this game. Hundreds of dollars buying the game, the DLC, everything like that. And I feel like, there shouldn't be an exclusive. It should be common across all versions. Console, PC should all be the same. And that's how it should be. And we're not going to get it. So I want to just say this as my last closing thoughts here before we go into a live view of this. Guys, head over to the Frontier forums. Let your thoughts be known about this right now. Let them know that you want this coaster on the PC. You could talk to me all day long about it. You could respond to my tweets. You could, respond in my comments and stuff about how mad you are that we're not getting this. But it doesn't do any good because you're not letting Frontier know. You need to let them know. Head over to the Frontier forums. You tell them your thoughts. You tell them your opinions. You tell them we want Oswald's Magnificent Machine in the PC version. It should not be a console exclusive. It should be on PC as well. We're not being angry little brats by saying we deserve it. We honestly deserve it. And, you know, sure, it may just be a coaster that, you know, do you have like 100 or so projects that you have to have that coaster for? Probably not, but that's not the point. The point is that it shouldn't be a console exclusive. It should be something that PC players get as well, because, yeah, we deserve it. No matter how you look at it, we deserve that. We were the ones there in the beginning, and it should just be common between all different versions of the game that everybody gets the exact same things, you know? I'm not saying it's, you know, they're also doing like you get some DLC if you order a deluxe version, and that's fine. You know, go ahead. I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all, because, you know, pre-order the deluxe version, you get a couple of extra DLC. Sure, pay some extra money and you get some extra DLC, but it shouldn't be exclusive. The consoles should not get a coaster that we as PC players don't get. And you need to tell them that. You need to head over to the forums, let them know. Do not let the trolls and white knighters over there on the Frontier forums tell you otherwise, that your opinion doesn't matter, because your opinion does matter. It matters a lot, and you need to let them know. So go to Twitter, let them know on Twitter, let them know on the Frontier forums. If you use Facebook, God bless your soul, let them know on Facebook. They have a Facebook page. Let Frontier know on there that you want this coaster. All right, anyway, I'm not going to ramble on about that anymore. That it is what it is. We may get it, we may not, but hopefully if enough of us tell them what we want, hopefully they will listen. They claim they listen, so we'll see. Let's head over to a live view of the game and check out what I've actually done here with the game. Alrighty, guys, welcome to the Hard Rock Amusement Park and Resort, at the very beginning of a whole new adventure. Like I said, we are taking a look at our all new entrance, including a huge parking lot right here, which stretches all the way down through there. I got to do some more work down there, but yeah, I've actually got to do a lot of work up here in the very front. Once I got done doing the actual central plaza here, like the entry plaza, I realized that we don't have a whole lot of space here for cars to go through. So that's something I'll probably work on in the meantime, and it won't be like I won't have a parking lot video. This will be more or less just something I'll work on as time goes and get it all kind of going. So eventually you'll start seeing it kind of all come together over in there. Now, as I said, on the left-hand side, that will most likely be the main casino building and part of the hotel. And on the right-hand side will be the actual hotel. That is just a placeholder. I'm not 100% sold on that design. I'm probably going to change it up. And those are not even finished. Like I said, placeholders. Placeholders only. I'm going to be doing a lot more detail work on both of the buildings. And actually in the plaza itself as well, we'll get a lot more detail work. But this was all I had time to actually finish building, and I really wanted to get this video out for you this weekend. We've got our palm trees and all these things kind of going up here, giving it that California style. Get a little bit of California love, you know what I mean? And then we have steps going up there that go up to the upper part of the building. And of course we have the entrance to the park, which will be right here. So you'll probably be buying your tickets or everything like that over on these side views here. Those will be fleshed out a little bit as time goes. I got a little bit of a tiered kind of system on each side there to make that kind of work with the land. And same thing on the other side over here as well. Bit of a tiered level system over there too. And then as we step up over here, this is also a work in progress right here on these roofs. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this just yet. I really need to kind of figure out how I'm going to do the roofs around on that. But definitely need a little bit more work up here. A little bit more gardening and stuff. And then of course we have our main centerpiece here for the plaza, the guitar and piano, keyboard, whatever you want to call it. Probably be doing some lighting work and some other stuff on this too. Once again, a huge shout out to Jaden for creating this awesome piece right here. You can find it on the workshop. Look for Rock and Roller Coaster Guitar, or just search guitar. It should pop up. You guys will find it on there. Give him a huge thumbs up and favored it on the workshop. This thing is awesome. So you can kind of see how I did the fountain here a little bit with some splash. I want to try to get those to some kind of like sequence as well. So that will be something we'll probably do in the future too. And yeah, that's really all there is to it. I mean, like I said, it's not the greatest episode in the world, but we got to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere, and the entrance is the best place to start. And there's going to be a lot more to come of this park. And hopefully you guys will tune in. Now, it is October. And like I usually prefer to do on October of every year, is I like to do something Halloween related. The one year we did the haunted house, which I finished at like the very last moment. It was actually kind of late, but I still finished it and got it out to you guys. And it was a beautiful, beautiful piece. It was in Crystal Gardens. Fantastic video. This year, I'm working on something else for Halloween in Planet Coaster. I didn't get a chance to do anything Planet Coaster related last year. I tried, but what I was working on, it just wasn't. I wasn't feeling it, so I just scratched it. But this year, I've got something I'm working on, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. That will be out right around October 31st, I think. Maybe the 30th. Maybe the 30th, maybe the 31st, one or the other. Another new Planet Coaster video you guys will see. We should hit 3,800 subscribers by that point. We're very close. We're just a little more than halfway there right now. We only need like 40 more subscribers to hit 3,800, and that should be perfect, right around matching the Halloween date for the next Planet Coaster update. So, because for those who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm only going to be doing Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo videos for every 100 subscribers. So every single time I hit 100 subscribers, which, like, 3,600, 3,700, which we just hit, 3,800, which is our next goal, 3,900, which will be the goal after that. Every 100 subscribers, I do a Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo video. That's the plan. I'm sticking to that plan. If we don't hit 3,800 by Halloween, then the Halloween episode will be the one for the 3,800. So, and then I'll just have to do a Planet Zoo video after that. But again, guys, this is gonna be. It's going to be a huge project, and I hope you guys will tune in for it. It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to get started on the interior of the park, start working on some coasters, doing some other stuff, but there's still some more work to do on actually just getting the little details and the layout and all that stuff done for what we want to do, and kind of get, we have to get the layout, and we have to get the functioning park and everything to work first before we can actually start on getting guests and stuff in and start working on coasters and doing all the amazing work like that. But a lot of behind the scenes stuff has to happen first, and that's where we're starting at today with this video, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And if you're not already following me, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you can see